Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, miss.
Good morning. Good
دكتور
morning.
بنعمل
مساء الخير
سويتش
يا
اوف
أستاذ زاهد.
للكاميرا.
بونجورك.
على خير تيمور، صباح الخير.
I posted a new assignment number 2 on Moodle. So you have time to do your assignment and submit on Moodle till Thursday, till Friday, Thursday, 12 o'clock. The assignment number two is very easy. It's not difficult. About our last topic, calculation real GDP, nominal GDP, growth in real GDP, and GDP deflator. So I already posted, okay? Don't forget to do your assignment and submit on Moodle. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget.
Okay.
Okay. So we start, okay? We start. Our start. Last time we talked about nominal GDP, real GDP, and calculation GDP deflator and growth in real GDP. Is everything clear about this topic? Is everything clear?
Yes.
Yes, in the yes previous topic. So today our topic. Can you see slides with me? Can you see slides with me? Can you see slides with me?
No, doctor.
No.
No? I share with you. Okay. Yes. Okay. Just try. Okay. Try screen. Share. And now, ladies and gentlemen, and now, can you see? Can you see?
Yes.
Yes, our slides. Okay. So,
Yes.
first, our lesson is business cycles and everything about unemployment and inflation. Let us remember what is macroeconomics. Remember what is macroeconomics from the first session. What
The
is
study
macroeconomics?
the study of economic as a whole.
Yes, this is first, the study economy as a whole. Second, it is the study
Studies the inflation
6
of the
main
inflation rate,
variables.
gross
Yes,
domestic
if
product,
you
and the
remember,
employment rate.
it is the study about 6 main variables. One of them
Yes.
unemployment and one of them inflation. So today it is, I think, the main topic from all macroeconomics, I guess. It is about business cycles and about unemployment and inflation. Okay. Um, First, let us talk about economic growth. The goal of economic growth, it is potential GDP. What does it mean, potential GDP? The capacity to produce. So, potential GDP, it is the real GDP we could produce if the labor force and other resources were fully employed. Yes? So, the growth rate of potential GDP depends on the growth rate of the labor force. Second, it depends the growth rate of a nation's capital stock and from the rate of technical progress. So labor productivity is the amount of output a worker turns out in an hour or a week or a year of labor. Over long periods of time, the growth rates of actual and potential GDP are normally similar, quite similar, but the two diverge sharply over short periods. So, how to measure economic growth? There are three basic measures of economic growth: real GDP, real GDP per capita, total real GDP divided by the population, and labor productivity. So, real GDP per capita and labor productivity, they measure economic progress. They measure economic progress. So, if we talk about business cycles, unemployment, and inflation, here we will talk, you see, topic outline. We will talk first theories of business cycles, phases of the cycle, the business cycle diagram.
Miss, please
And
record.
what? Yes, questions.
Please record the sessions.
Yeah, sure. I record. Yes, I record. Okay, the business cycles diagram, effects of business cycle. Okay, just students, okay, coming. And we will talk about unemployment and effects of unemployment. Then we will talk about full employment, about theories of employment, and about full employment policies. So today we will talk just about unemployment. Next session on Monday, we will talk about inflation and inflation rate. And I will show you how to calculate unemployment rate and how to calculate inflation rate. Okay? And we will do some exercises and some problems. And after 1 week and a half, I think, we will have a quiz, online quiz. And everything you have to study, I will write on Moodle. Okay? So, business cycles. From the first lesson of macroeconomics, we talk about who is a father of modern economics. John Maynard Keynes. Remember? Who was the father of microeconomics? Adam Smith, yes? John Maynard Keynes, father of modern economics. If we talk about business cycle refers to changes and to all fluctuation that happen in the economy. Please, do you understand what does it mean, the word fluctuations? Do you understand what does it mean, the word fluctuations?
Up and
No,
down.
no.
Yes, changes, ups and downs, yes. And on the business cycle economy, yes, up and down, up and down. What is a big economic problem of business cycles? Sure, it is inflation and unemployment. Unemployment, joblessness. I think you all know what does it mean, unemployment. And inflation, increasing in prices. I think now in our country, in Lebanon, you can observe this situation, unemployment and inflation. Yes, they are, I think, the biggest economic problems of business cycles in our country. If we talk about exogenous theories, they are forces that come in from outside. I think you have heard about these theories from business, yes, from business. So these forces they come from outside the economic system that create business cycles. For example, political disasters, wars, natural disasters, major innovation, developments, and so on. You remember from business? I think you have heard about exogenous theories and factors that come from outside. Okay, and endogenous theories. Can you see slides that I share with you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Do you remember about outside theories and inside theories? From Foundation of Business, I think, yes? Oh, just we
قاطعك
repeat
بس
it,
في
yes?
نجا صعب بده إذا تعملي له accept.
What? Please just loudly because I can't hear you well. I'm
There's a
sorry.
student trying to join the class.
Okay. Okay. So, endogenous theories, they are forces that are inside the economic system and they cause the fluctuations, the changes in the economy. For example, they are multipliers, some innovations, monetary policies, and accelerators. So we have two theories of business cycles. Yes, you can say inside and outside theories, exogenous and endogenous theories. Exogenous, they are from outside, and forces, and inside forces, endogenous theories, forces that are inside the economic system, and together they can cause the fluctuations in the economy. Then I think everybody heard about phases of the cycle. Prosperity, it is the peak of the business cycle, or you can say maximum point of the business cycle. Then recession, employment fall, production fall, decreasing, they are decreasing. If they are both employment and production decreasing, we are in recession time. The country is in recession time. Depression, it is severe recession, severe recession. So production and employment are at the minimum, at the lowest level, at the minimum. And we have recovery. What does it mean, recovery? So employment and production, they increase towards full employment. These are four main phases of the cycle. You have to know, okay? Is it clear till now?
Doctor, can you please accept me my ATM تسكر هذا اللي هون كيف حوالي؟
Please, okay. 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 So, is it clear about phases of the cycle? Is it clear about phases of the cycle? So we have
Yes.
four main phases of the cycle. Peak of the business cycle, maximum prosperity. If both employment and production decrease, so country is in recession time. Severe recession equal depression. Depression, so both employment and production, they are in minimum, in lowest level. And recovery, both employment and production, they increase towards full employment. Or here on the graph, you can see the business cycle. Here, business activities and time. So you see growth, prosperity. You see prosperity maximum point, yes? Prosperity maximum point. Recession, production and employment fall, and depression minimum, yes? Or drops. You can say drops. Minimum point of business cycle. Recovery, you see recovery? Yani both production and employment increasing toward full employment. It is clear, yes?
Yes.
Yes, okay, continue. Business cycles, you understand. Now, effects of business cycle. You know, in in America, in 19 during World Depression that happened in 1929, in 1913, Keynesian economics, they developed against this background of the World Depression. The length and severity of the decline in economic activity were unprecedented. So, you see, during bad economic times like depression and recession, various sectors are affected and they can be affected in different ways. Okay? First, you see, those who produce goods, they are affected in terms of production and employment. And businesses have no reason so to buy capital goods when economic or business activities are down. This is effects of business cycle. Then you see, since consumers, they have to be economical, yes? So both production, employment, what? Will decrease. Then industries that produce durables for consumers, they are affected during bad economic times. And basic products, which are non-durables, they are less sensitive, you can say, to recession or depression. And we start with unemployment. Unemployment, it is the main one of the main variables in macroeconomics. The word unemployment, you can say joblessness. You understand this? Unemployment, joblessness. I think from school you studied before, yes? What does it mean, unemployment and types of unemployment? Guys, did you study at school before? What does it mean, unemployment and types of unemployment?
Yes, doctor, we did.
Yes, just now,
Yes,
like a
yes.
small, yes, I think you study, yes. So just a small revision
In
about
management.
types of unemployment before I will show you how to calculate unemployment and unemployment rate. Okay? Okay. Frictional unemployment. First, let me say frictional unemployment. Frictional unemployment, it is the normal movement of workers from one job to another. You can say just in these two words. It is the normal movement of workers from one job to another. Here, other definition: caused by interruptions in production for technical reasons, or when workers are temporarily laid off due to renovation works. So it is also a situation when workers left their jobs and are looking for new ones. But I prefer the small one, that frictional unemployment, it is normal movement of workers from one job to another. Then structural unemployment. Structural unemployment exists when workers' characteristics do not fit with the employer's requirements. Okay? Or a change in technology renders the skills and talents of some workers obsolete. What does it mean? If we have, for example, new technology, yes? Uh, okay, doctor, accept, please. Somebody want to, oh, okay, admit. Muhammad, I think this is first time, or maybe not first time for Mr. Muhammad. Okay, okay, I'm sorry. So, structural unemployment exists when workers' characteristics do not fit with employers' requirements. In macroeconomics, you can say that frictional unemployment and structural unemployment, this is normal case. frictional plus structural unemployment, this is normal case in economics. But cyclical unemployment occurs when the level of economic activity declines. So during recession time or even depression time. So this is, you can say, the worst unemployment ever. Okay? So if you will hear about frictional and structural unemployment, you can say that it is normal, yes, for economy. So economy, it has to be frictional and structural unemployment. Why? Because frictional unemployment, it is a normal movement of workers from one job to another for technical reasons, for some interruptions in production, for some renovation works, and so on. There are many situations when workers, they left their jobs and they are looking for new ones, okay? That we will call frictional unemployment. Structural unemployment occurs when a new technology appears and new innovation. So this change in technology renders the skills and talents of some workers obsolete. So structural unemployment exists when workers' characteristics do not fit with employers' requirements. But as I told you, you have to understand this, that frictional and structural unemployment, they are normal for economics. You understand this? But the third type of unemployment, of joblessness, cyclical unemployment, it is the worst unemployment. So this unemployment occurs during recession time, during when the level of economic activity declines. Okay, you understand this one? Types of unemployment?
Yes.
Guys, is it clear everything?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So, as I told you, okay, so here is the cyclical. Cyclical unemployment caused by the fall of business activities in the economy. So, occurs when the level of economic activity declines, okay? And so you can say, in other words, cyclical unemployment occurs during recession or depression times, okay? And we have seasonal unemployment, one kind of unemployment too. I think all of you heard about it. During tax period, many workers that are working in farming and construction, they are laid off. So you can say this is seasonal unemployment. So four kinds of unemployment. But frictional plus structural unemployment, that is normal for macroeconomics. Don't forget this main thing. But cyclical unemployment, it is the worst unemployment that occurs when the level of economic activity declines and during recession and depression times. And now we will see effects of unemployment. Effects of unemployment. Here, the productive resources of the economy are not fully used. Yes? What does it mean? That less goods and services are produced. So, unemployment means decline in national income or GNP. So, if we are on the part of the country, unemployment here means decreasing in NI, in national income, and decreasing in GNP, gross national product. So, in this situation, what will happen? Government revenues will decrease too. So the government has to put aside of some projects due to lack of funds. So unemployment could lead to loss of self-confidence or to more serious problems. This effects of unemployment. And now, full employment defined. Full employment, I can say for you, for your memorizing, what does it mean, full employment? you see frictional unemployment plus structural unemployment. That is full employment. So when there is an available job for every person who is willing and able to work, we will call full employment. There are some several factors of unemployment during a period of full employment. For example, sickness, yes, minimum salary is more than the value of output of many young workers. For example, old age, disabilities. So this main several factors of unemployment that can occur during a period of full employment. But the definition of full employment, when there is an available job for every person who able to work, who can work, yes, who is willing to work. This is full employment. In other words, it is frictional structural unemployment included to full employment. Why? Because frictional, as I told you before, frictional and structural unemployment, these two kinds of unemployment, they are necessary for economics. They are necessary for economics, and it is a normal case for economics because frictional, it is normal movement of workers from one job to another, and structural, when workers' characteristics do not fit with employers' requirements. So these are two. Why I remind you many times just for your memorizing and to understanding that in full employment, frictional and structural unemployment could be, okay? But not cyclical unemployment, because cyclical unemployment occurs when the level of economic activity declines. So during recession and during depression. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you one question. How do you think now in Lebanon, what kind of unemployment we have
None.
in Lebanon? Yes. What kind of unemployment we have in Lebanon nowadays? Nowadays,
Cyclical.
yes.
Doctor, we have then frictional
What?
employment,
I can't hear
then
you.
a lot of layoffs.
Just please louder. I don't know why sound كتير كتير off عندي.
دكتور الانترنت بيكون من عندي ومن عندك.
Old age disability.
I can't hear. I don't know why I can't hear you well, guys. I can't hear you well.
Old age disability.
Okay, so what kind of unemployment does exist in
Fractional.
Lebanon?
Fractional, doctor.
The old age.
Uh, cyclical, yes?
Cyclical.
Cyclical, yes?
Yeah.
Cyclical. The worst one, yes? Because the level of economic activity declining, yes? Is declining every day more and more in our country, yes? So, what you can say, we are in recession time. In recession, not recovery and not prosperity. Yes, if we are talking about business cycle, and now situation, we take situation, economic situation of our country, yes, in business cycle, where we can talk about recession. Yes, we are in recession time. So if we are in recession time, we have decline in production, yes, and unemployment. So we have cyclical unemployment because cyclical unemployment occurs during recession and when the level of economic activity declines. Yes? Continue. Theories of employment. Theories of employment. Classical theory of employment states so that employment increases at minimum wages, at minimum salaries. Employers, they are willing to hire more workers because it is more profitable. This is first classical theory of employment. Other theory of employment, Keynesian theory of employment. It is the modern theory of employment, and it states that employment determined by aggregate demand for goods and services. You understand the difference? Classical theory of employment states that employment increases at minimum wages, and employers, they can hire more workers because it is more profitable. Yes, sure, if you give less salaries, minimum wages, employers, they willing to hire more workers, more employees. Yes, because sure, for them it is profitable. Other theory of employment, Keynesian theory of employment, it is the modern theory, as I told you before from the beginning of the lesson, of that it states that employment is determined by aggregate demand for goods and services. There are two main theories for unemployment. This just main things for you, for your knowledge, okay? Then we will talk about full employment policies. Full employment policies. Here, shorter work week, decreasing of work week from 44 to 40 hours would increase the number of workers. So if working hours will shorten, so it is believed by those who proposed this policy that more workers would be hired. This is one of full employment policy. You understand this one? One of the full employment policies. You can observe with me on the slide. Guys? Guys?
Yes, Miss. Yes.
Yes, you understand? Do you hear everything? I share with you,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And yes, one of the full employment policies that
Yeah.
shorter work week,
دكتور في
decreasing
صبية
of
بداية
work
تعمل
week,
لها
yeah, from 44, yes, to 40 hours. Sure, in this case, the number of workers will increase. If working hours shortened, so who proposed this policy? Workers would be, more
دكتور
workers
بس في
would be
صبية تعمل
hired.
نفسها.
This is one of the full employment policy. Then postponement of technological developments. Technological developments. So use of time and labor save devices decrease number of workers. Decrease number of workers. Public investment. Public investment. If the government utilize its resources for what? To increase demand for goods and services. That is one of the full employment policies. Do you understand everything
دكتور
about
في
unemployment?
يس دكتور بس في
Yes,
صبية
everything
بتعمل
is
لها
clear. Just easy theory. Just theory. Next time, I will show you how to calculate unemployment rate. And if you remember, rate always in percent. I will show you how to calculate unemployment rate, and to show you some graphs about labor market, labor demand, labor supply, and equilibrium market, labor market. And this point will be wage salary. I will show you. So it will be calculation next time. But today it's just theory in general. Okay. You can say one thing here. I not in slides. How much employment is full employment? Always this question is very necessary. Always it is from 4 to 5% approximately. So full employment always 4-5%. Okay, because many students, when there is a question, how much percent in full employment? Full employment, they think 0%. So full employment 0%. Full employment, some unemployment things occur, so they are necessary for economics. As I told you, for example, frictional plus structural unemployment, they are necessary for economics. Okay, so if we are talking about full employment, we are not talking about 0%. Okay, we are talking from 4-5%. So full employment, it could be, and it is a normal employment from 4-5%. If it is more, so it's worse and worse. But from 4-5%, it is normal full employment. As I told you, 4%, it is a good target, but many leading economists, they adopted a number in the 5% range as their working definition of full employment, but some prefer a lower number below 5%. That's why you can say from 4-5%, 4.5, 4.6, and so on. Okay. One thing here, not in slides 2, we talk about unemployment insurance. Unemployment insurance. Unemployment insurance, the monetary loss to some, but not all unemployed people. Yes, I think you know this. So our system of payroll taxes and unemployment benefits spreads the costs of unemployment over the entire population, but it does not eliminate the basic economic cost. This we can say in 2 words about unemployment insurance. Okay? So, make some conclusions about unemployment. What does it mean, unemployment, guys? Some conclusions about unemployment. What does it mean, unemployment? Guys, what does it mean, unemployment?
Someone who is not employed or not getting, he doesn't have a job.
Yeah, joblessness, exactly. Kinds of unemployment.
Layoff, fired, structured doctor او شو اسمه الثاني اللي كنت عم تسميها ماني حافظ اسمائهم بس
Structural, yeah.
ضعيف فهم
Frictional structural, normal unemployment. Bad unemployment or the worst unemployment, it is cyclical, yes?
دكتور سوري بس في جوال ما عم تعملي لا اكثر.
please جوال what؟
صار زمان كثير ناطرة.
ناطرة enter. But time is 1:25. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Okay. Just 1:25. Okay, now I see. جوال.
دكتور I told you to add her before بس يمكن ما سمعتيني الخط كثير عم يقطش.
Yes, I recorded and put it on YouTube.
Okay.
Yes, because I don't have here recording automatically for Google Meet because maybe my computer old one, I don't know. But I'm using now special program for recording. So everything we are talking now, everything is in recorded session. Okay?
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Okay, you are welcome. So 3 types or 4 types, you can say, unemployment, yes? So frictional and structural, cyclical, and seasonal. Okay. Then full employment. How much percent has to be full employment? Who listened with attention?
From 4 to 5%.
Exactly. Yes. Good. Very good. Okay. Business cycle. What is the minimum point? If it is minimum point, what can we say? If we are talking about business
Recession?
cycles and we are in minimum point,
Recession.
Depression.
the minimum, depression, exactly. What does it mean, recession? Recession times.
When the level of
Decreasing
economy
level.
decline.
Decline, exactly, yes. Production and unemployment, exactly. What does it mean, recovery? Recovery or
The
expansion?
increasing in the employment and productivity.
Okay, increasing. And maximum point, the business cycle, maximum point,
أو في the
prosperity.
peak يعني.
Maximum point, yes,
Okay.
prosperity, maximum point, yeah. Or peak, you can say peak, maximum point,
Yes.
prosperity, equal prosperity. Everything is clear, very easy. Theory is very easy. And some full employment policies, you can read about it at home to understand more, okay? And now, other main variable in macroeconomics. Unemployment we finished. Today just theory. Next time I will show all practice, application, okay? Calculation of unemployment rate and some graphs, labor markets, and calculation of inflation rate, okay? So today just theory. Continuation. Inflation. Sure, you understand what does it mean inflation. What does it mean inflation? It is increasing in general level of prices. Increasing in general level of prices. So if we are in recession time, so you can say two main problems occur. It is unemployment and inflation. Okay, so inflation, it is rising in general level of prices, but it doesn't mean that all prices on all goods are increasing. On all goods they are increasing. So some prices they stay constant and sometimes they even decreasing, but some prices sharply they increase. So you can say that there is no escalation of prices. So in general, definition of inflation, it is increasing in prices, but it doesn't mean always the price on goods increase. Some prices they constant, and even prices on some products they even fall. Okay, this is inflation. Inflation, if we calculate inflation rate, it will be positive. There is other vice versa term deflation. Deflation means decreasing in prices, and vice versa. If inflation increasing in general level of prices, deflation decreases in prices. You understand this? Okay. So, effects of inflation. Inflation affects many sectors of the economy, but in most cases, it affects the fixed income groups. Okay? Affects fixed income groups. Inflation creates more inflation. Inflation creates more inflation. So when prices increasing, people they can't spend money as before, and money they lose its value. So the tendency of people to spend their money is of short duration. Okay, here now types of inflation. First, the main type of inflation, it is demand pull inflation. From the word demand, you see demand? You understand what does it mean, demand, from microeconomics, yes? Demanders, they are buyers, yes? Purchasers. So, can you see slides with me, ladies and gentlemen? Can you see
Yes.
slides? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. You understand everything. You don't have questions. If you have questions, stop me directly and ask me questions, okay? I wish everything is clear for you.
Yes, Doctor, all good.
All good. Okay. So, demand pull inflation, when the demand more the supply, you can say D more than S, demand more than supply, exceeds supply, so it is demand pull inflation. So there, when you here see the definition, occurs when demand for goods and services exceeds supply. And this is based of law of demand and supply. Who remember law of demand from microeconomics? Law of demand from microeconomics. Law of demand. Prices increase, quantity
Yes,
demanded.
yes, Doctor.
Yes, remember law of demand from microeconomics. Price increase, quantity demanded.
Demand decrease.
Decrease. Bravo. Supply, law of supply. Price increase, quantity supplied, increase. Yes?
Yes.
Remember this law? There's two main laws.
Yes. Yes.
So this is based, you see, this demand pull inflation from the word demand. Why macroeconomics, you can say, like continuation of microeconomics. So if you understood well microeconomics, it will be easier for you to understand macroeconomics. Okay, so demand pull inflation occurs in the case where demand for goods and services exceed supply. So that's why we will call this inflation demand pull inflation. Okay? Another cause would be the excess of money supply, vice versa. So when money supply increases, so increase of production for goods and services, prices increase. Okay? So this two, demand pull inflation and supply side inflation. Economists, macroeconomists, they say like this: demand pull inflation and money supply, supply side inflation, or cost push inflation. Cost push inflation, increase in the cost of production results increase in prices. So cost increases when there is an increase in prices, for example, of raw materials, increase in salaries, oil prices, so cost will increase. So we'll call this inflation cost push inflation. You understand this? Increase in the cost of production result to increase in prices. Okay, so these types of inflation you have to know. Okay. Here, structural inflation, one of the kind here. Structural inflation. Structural inflation explains that the inability of some sectors of our economy to respond immediately to demand for goods and services. So, when supply cannot meet demand, yes, together, prices increase. So, if there are no some obstacles or constraints, for example, the constraints, they include institutional, financial, physical. So when prices increase, producers encouraged to enter the market. So this increases supply, and that's why prices will fall. The structural inflation. Here you see Philippine experience. I share with you. We can read together experience inflation, I think, and about unemployment. In 1984, you see, the Philippine economy turned from bad to worse. Okay, let us read together. Foreign loans did not come. Dollars were difficult to obtain, and both domestic and foreign markets declined. Okay, average inflation rate for this year was 50%. As of the end of December 1993 to March 1984, almost 1 million workers lost their jobs. Okay, continue.
Doctor, what is the inflation rate in Lebanon?
Now, inflation rate.
1
Yeah.
billion.
Now, exactly, I don't know because every day it changes. It depends now, you see, it depends now on dollar. Yes, but inflation rate, I think approximately. Nowadays I don't know. Nowadays I don't know exactly nowadays because every day it changes. But it is very high. Inflation very high. Here because we are in recession time and we have cyclical unemployment and economic activity decline. So and we have political disasters. Yes. So that's why inflation is very high. So you see, one way I want to show just this example about Philippines experience. Okay, so inflation rate was approximately 50%. As of the end of December 1983 to March 1984, almost 1 million workers lost their jobs. On the other hand, there were groups who reaped economic benefits from our economic crisis. You see, there were groups who reaped economic benefits from our economic crisis. It has been claimed that a few rich Chinese businessmen owned the black market and they dictated the rates. Likewise, foreign banks at the beginning of the crisis in 1983 realized a 79% profit on their investment. So, causes of the recession. You understand about what we talked before? Who wants to explain? Critical thinking. Who wants to explain me? Last one, Philippine experience. Conclusion. The situation that happened in the Philippines. Who wants to explain me the Philippines experience? By your own. We read these two slides, yes? We have read these two slides. How you understand use these two slides? Guys,
Doctor, some people benefited from the economic benefit, and they kept on taking all the benefits of sharing instead of giving it to the economy or boosting the economy. And then مثل ما عم يقولوا هون إنه Chinese business or rich Chinese business played with the rates by manipulating the black market.
yes, exactly, yes. On the investment, exactly. Bravo. Mr. Abdallah, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Dr. عم بقرا الباقي coming to a conclusion.
Yes, good. Nice. Now, let us see causes of the recession. Maybe next time when I show you calculation inflation rate and unemployment rate, we will take an example, Lebanon, okay? Lebanon. Because
Okay, doctor.
yes, it will be better for you to understand our economic situation now, because inflation rate in Lebanon started to increase from many years ago till now, till 2020, it is increasing. So I think more than 100%, exactly 110, I think something like this. It was summer, now I think more. Okay, so let first of us see causes of the recession. Or maybe I decided to give for you a project. Yes, a project. Interrelationship between inflation and unemployment. And maybe we take this interrelation relationship between unemployment and inflation in our country, in the country Lebanon, for example. نعمل project كمان, maybe just from 4 to 7 pages, not a very big project. And you will write your opinion about
It's a big project.
big, not
Let's say big.
big project from 4 to 7 pages.
Very big.
Very big. Usually your projects, how much pages or PowerPoint slides, how much?
If PowerPoint, miss, it's different than writing pages.
Yeah, sure. Yes. If PowerPoints, how much approximately?
10, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And if writing,
Two.
no,
1,
too
2.
more.
بالنسبة
4 or 5.
للغة
Okay.
النسبة.
4 or 5 pages, it will be good. Yes, writing. Maybe there are graphs here or something. So not all writing. Maybe the project will include graph conclusions or some tables. So it will take a place, not all writing.
أكتر ما عندي مشكلة بس ما تحطيني على plagiarism.
Okay. And one thing why it is very good for you. First of all, you will do search, yes? Then you will understand the topic in deeply. And third, it will develop critical thinking because maybe in future you are economists, you never know. And anyway, it's very useful and very helpful for you. Projects help you to understand deeply this subject. Okay, so we try to do more projects, maybe 2 3 projects during macroeconomics will be good. But first project sure will be always I'm given for students interrelationship between inflation and unemployment, and as an example you can talk about Lebanon, but not now. I will tell you before I will give you everything. I will explain for you. Okay. Now, causes of the recession. Causes of the recession. You know, a recession declining, yes, in production and unemployment. So, economic recession in the industrial countries has greatly affected our exports to said countries. So, since exports of raw materials and primary farm products are the main sources of our dollar earnings, so their reduction has a great impact on our developing economy. Okay, so here government policies. Why I skipped here government policies? Not very useful now to know because it will be a big session about all government policies, okay, and about monetary policy, fiscal policy. So it will be like a part of macroeconomics. It will be 2 or 3 sessions. That's why now we skip it. I don't want to show you all government policies because it will be other sessions. And now some conclusions, okay? Let us finish the session and make some conclusions about inflation. What does it mean, inflation? Inflation. What does it mean, inflation?
Price increasing.
Okay. Deflation. Deflation.
Decrease in price.
Decrease in prices. How do you think always increase in prices will be for all products and services or not? Sometimes they
No.
remain constant.
Not all, not every.
Not every, not remain. Sometimes they remain constant and sometimes they fell even. Okay? Okay. Now, kinds of inflation. Kinds of inflation. Kinds of inflation. Who remembers how kinds of inflation? If we are talking about demand and supply, yes, demand and supply.
Demand pull
Demand,
inflation, push
okay,
inflation.
demand pull. Okay, just to show you. Uh, okay, demand pull. What does it mean, demand pull inflation?
Demand more than supply.
Yes, exceeds supply. Okay. And other one, supply side inflation or cost push. Yes, cost push inflation.
Yes, cost push.
Cost push inflation. You see an increase in the cost of production results to an increase in prices. Yes. So cost increases when increase in wages, oil prices, or prices of raw materials. Okay. Yani everything is clear about inflation and unemployment. This theory about inflation and unemployment we finish approximately. Everything is clear.
Yes.
So business cycles, inflation, and unemployment. Everything is clear, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, very good. So next session, I will show you calculation and plus graphs. So we calculate unemployment rate, inflation rate, and show you some graphs about labor market. Okay? Okay, so guys, thank you for your attention. I'm glad
Thank you, miss.
yes, I'm really glad to hear from you and to collaborate with you or cooperate with you. Okay, so I hope everybody understands everything. And if you have questions, don't hesitate, ask me. Okay, I always ready to answer your questions.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Okay, doctor.
Okay, thank
Thanks.
you.
Okay.
Okay, have a nice day.
Thank you.
Okay, don't
You too,
forget about
doctor.
assignment and please submit on Moodle. Okay. It is
Okay,
the main
doctor.
thing
Tina.
on Moodle. So see you.
Doctor, I am Peter Tarabai, but I signed in with my friend's laptop. That's why it's another account.
I can't hear you, please. Can you repeat the question, please?
I'm just saying that here it shows that I'm Rhea, but I am Peter Tarabai and signing from my friend's laptop.
Ah, okay. You're from France. Okay, Peter Tarabai. So, okay,
Yes.
now YouTube portal, I will put attendance. So, Peter Tarabai present. Okay, just I
Yes, thank
check it. Okay, thank you. So, see you on Monday. Okay, I wish you good luck and take care.
miss. Okay.
Don't
Thank
forget
you.
about assignments. Bye.
Bye-bye, miss.
Bye.
Bye, doctor.
Bye.
Bye, doctor.